In this section, we will learn how to create sidewalks and crosswalks, and the setup of pedestrian global and local routes to make pedestrian simulation more realistic and controllable. First, let's create a sidewalk. Left-click the sidewalk tool, then right-click sequentially on multiple points in the road network to draw the path. And finally left-click to finish. The system will generate a sidewalk with the default width. Left-click to select the sidewalk, and drag the intermediate blue control points, or yellow curve control points to adjust its shape. Double-click the sidewalk to open the sidewalk editing window, and configure its parameters. ID, automatically generated by the system, non-editable. Name, can be customized for easy identification. Color level, set the color and associated layer of the sidewalk. Desired speed factor, affects pedestrian movement speed, range 1 to 00, default 100%. Relative layer elevation, set the relative elevation of the sidewalk. Default 0 meter. Sidewalk width, set the width of the sidewalk, default 5.0 meters, modifiable. Activate area attribute, check, evaluation area to designate it as an evaluation zone for outputting pedestrian evaluation metrics. Click OK. Next, let's create a crosswalk. Left-click the crosswalk tool, then right-click, and drag at the target location on the road network to generate a zebra stripe crosswalk. You can left-click to select crosswalk and hold down the Ctrl key to drag the area. Left-click to select and move it, and click the rotate button to adjust its direction. Double-click the crosswalk to open the crosswalk editing window, and configure key parameters. Desired speed factor, affects pedestrian crossing speed. Red clearance speed factor, when the pedestrian signal is red. Pedestrians who have entered the waiting area use this speed factor to clear quickly, default 120%. Queue length, set the queue length for this crosswalk area. Crosswalk width, set the width of the crosswalk, default 6 meters. Crosswalk angle, set the angle of the crosswalk, default 0. Similarly, it can also be designated as an evaluation area. First, let's create a pedestrian start point. Click the Pedestrian Start Point tool, then right-click on a pedestrian area or sidewalk to create a pedestrian origin. Then create a pedestrian endpoint. Click the Pedestrian Endpoint tool, and right-click at the target location to create a pedestrian destination. Now let's create the global route. Click the Pedestrian Route tool. First, right-click the pedestrian start point. It will show a red outline when activated. Then right-click the pedestrian endpoint. The system will automatically generate the shortest path between the 2 points. This is the global route. You will find that a waypoint appear on the directly generated shortest path. Click and drag the waypoint to manually adjust the pedestrian's walking route. After dragging a waypoint, the system will automatically generate more waypoints to make the path smoother and more detailed. The global route is calculated automatically by the system and can also be manually modified by dragging waypoints. It is the default walking path for pedestrians. Next, let's learn the local route. Local routes rely on pedestrian decision points. Click the Pedestrian Decision Point tool. Then right-click within a pedestrian area, sidewalk, or crosswalk to generate a pedestrian decision point. Note that only one decision point can be set per area. Click the Pedestrian Route tool again. Right-click the pedestrian start point to activate it. Then right-click the decision point as a waypoint. Finally, right-click the pedestrian endpoint. Now you have created a local route that must pass through the decision point. Double-click the decision point to open its settings window. We can set flow ratio and departure time for different local routes. So some pedestrians take this local route, while others take the global route or other paths. Global route, the shortest path automatically generated by the system, which can also be manually adjusted by dragging waypoints. No mandatory waypoints. It is the default walking path for pedestrians. Local route requires manually set decision points as mandatory waypoints. Multiple local routes can be created with different flow ratios and departure times, used to force pedestrians to detour, split, or follow designated paths for more precise simulation control. Click Start Simulation. We can see pedestrians automatically choose paths according to our global and local routes and split flow at decision points based on the assigned ratios.